I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Fall River. Grew up in the south end of the city. I grew up on Tecumseh Street. I went to St. Peter and Paul School. From there, I went to Durfee High School, and from there, I went to BCC. I left school and started working. I've been working my entire life ever since. I work now for a company called ABC Supply. Part of what I do, Will, is not just in sales, but bring people together, bring companies together, work with companies to help expand their businesses and grow their businesses. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is helping companies grow, because we realize as a company that if we can help our customers grow, we grow. Same thing happens in the city. If the city can help businesses grow and expand, the city grows.
You're going to be a hands-on mayor. That's my bottom line.
I'm a hands-on person, period. I like to do things myself. I like to be engaged in what's going on, because that's the only way you'll know what's going on, is if you're there physically. And if you can't be there, then yes, I am going to pick up the phone for whatever reason. But I'll reach to people that I need to reach to through any method necessary. If I need to call them, I'll call them. If I need to see them face-to-face, I'll call them. I like to personally be there face-to-face because I think it's more productive. It's a lot easier. It's just a matter of being engaged. You want to know what's going on as much as possible. And the mayors that have been very successful, that have done a lot of good in this community, had the ability to talk to councilors. Whether they agreed with these councilors or not, whether they shared the same philosophies on some issues or not, it didn't matter. When things needed to get done, I mean, you need to realize that you need to work together to do what's best for the city. And most mayors have had that ability. Some have lost it. And that's what happens when they get recalled, and that's what happens when people say, you know, we no longer want to put our faith in this mayor, we're going to go in a different direction. I'm going to run for mayor and show what kind of person I can be as a mayor, not only a city councilor.
Despacito. Todavía estoy aquí. I am still here. This is Mark Diet on the Mark Diet. It's like one of...
I'm very fortunate. I speak Spanish fluently, and I speak Portuguese fluently, and my wife speaks Arabic fluently, and in my house we speak different languages, 4 different languages, English as well, every single day.
I'll bet you the Spanish gets more useful for you every year because the city is becoming more Spanish, and so are your constituents.
It does. It's true. It does.
Yeah.
It's when I was in Durfee High School, I was one of maybe 2 or 3 people that spoke Spanish fluently. Today, you hear it in the corridors as you walk.
Oh yeah, I've been up to Durfee. You hear a lot of Spanish,
and other schools as well. So there's I think it's a good thing. I think diversity is what makes this city so great. I've also always fought to make sure that we give them 100% net school spending. There were other administrations that came down at 97, 98% net school spending in the past, and we wouldn't support that budget. We made sure that they went to the 100% net school spending, which is required by the law, and above and beyond that at times. So I'm very proud of my commitment to education. And on many instances, whenever the school department finds that the money we give them is not enough because they didn't calculate whether it's transportation or other things, they come back to the council, and I've never denied them $1. I've never denied them any additional money, any additional funds that they need. I think Durfee High School is a wonderful school. I think we're very fortunate to have more than one wonderful high schools in our community. Diamond High School is also a phenomenal school, and I think that that's something that we should be very proud of, along with Bishop Conley. I'm very proud of the accomplishments of not only my children, but many children that come out of Durfee. When I first took office, there wasn't a new school that had been built in the last 50 years.
True.
And we said, how can we give our children the up-to-date, state-of-the-art computer system, Wi-Fi network, all of the cafeteria, auditoriums, all of the things that other communities have. I'm the only elected official I can think of that's been involved from the first school we built till now. 10 in total, very proud of that. You need to give the teachers the tools they need to educate our children and make sure they have everything in place to get it done. We had to show that we are not what the outside world thinks of us. I don't want to look at the city through their eyes. I want to look at the city through our eyes. Now, what I want to do is work with business leaders and civic leaders of this community, and let's look at the models that are taking place in other communities, other gateway cities. Let's look at what they're doing that's successful. Part of that is stability. We need to see what other communities are doing and bring that model in, but it has to be driven by business owners and people from the community that understand business, have invested in business, and I want to bring those people together. I know the business community. I know the elected officials in this community. It's not like I don't know these people. I have to introduce myself to people. I've talked to them on many occasions. So I have been acting mayor with all 6 mayors I've served with, so I know a little about what it is to be in that office and sign documents and sign paperwork that needs to be signed by the mayor if he's not present. I've done that on a number of occasions. The waterfront is a major part of this. It's the next new growth for our city. There's a lot of interesting things happening there. If we tear down Route 79, as it's in the works, it's been in the works for a long time, we're going to free up 14 to 10 acres of land, and that's going to be very, very interesting. We have the opportunity to put the first hotel on the waterfront from here to Newport. 18 miles from here to Newport, there's not one hotel that's on the waterfront. We have an opportunity to do that if we do things correctly. We have a marina being put in place right now, and there's other things that we're doing that's going to want to attract people to this community. And people have said to me, you know, if they took the cameras out of the council chambers, the meetings would run a lot smoother and they'd be a lot easier and it'd be a lot better. And I says, no, put the cameras there so people can see who's saying what, who's doing what. Let the people know what's going on, because that's the only way that you can prove yourself to the people and earn their respect and earn their trust. By the decisions you make, the votes you take, the questions you ask, the answers you get, people need to know. And thank God we have a lot of people in this community that watch those meetings and pay attention. And I want to thank the people in this community for continuing to elect me to City Council and giving me the opportunity to serve, because it's an honor and a pleasure. And I work my butt off. My wife also was born and raised in Fall River, lived here her entire life. We were very fortunate to buy a piece of property, and we got married and raised 3 children. We own a home, we pay taxes, we pay the water bill, we do everything that people do in the city of Fall River for the most part. Not that everyone's a homeowner, but so we've had to fight that battle. And I was proud to go to Washington and fight against LNG and fight against all the things that they were proposing for our community, from people that weren't from this community, from people who just wanted to come here, thought that we were going to just lay down and says, okay, we can't defend ourselves, we can't afford to fight this in court, we're just going to lay down and let them take over our waterfront. But we didn't do that, because myself and many other people came together to fight those people and stop them from killing our waterfront development. I'm not sure right now what direction the city is going in. There's a lot of uncertainty that's happening in the mayor's office today, and more to come. So I'm not going to sit back as a councilor and just say, okay, who do I trust most to do the best job in the city, when I feel that I am capable of, and I know the people involved, I know how the government works, I know how all aspects of the government works, I know the finances of the city better than most, I know a lot of things that we've been working on, I know a lot of issues that we want to work on, and I've been part of those things. I've been part of the creation of a lot of good things that has happened in this community, and I want to continue to be part of that, those good things that are happening in this community, because I think I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And I said, I'm not going to sit back and see another individual or someone new come here who has no experience in how the government works, who is unfamiliar with who the people are involved in putting this community in the right place. I'm not going to sit back and say, well, no, I'm just going to sit here again and be a city councilor over and over and just have to show someone and give them the insight and the opinion and the advice that I have, when I can do that job quicker, faster, and easier than anyone else that's on this ballot. And I'm not a controversial type of guy. I don't like the drama, I don't like the nonsense. I just straightforward, I'll tell you how I feel and what I think and why I feel that way and why I think the way I do. And if somebody can convince me of why I'm wrong, that's great. I welcome that type of dialogue and that type of conversation, and I don't run from it. It's good, because I don't know everything. Listen, if anyone here had the answer to solving the opioid crisis in this city, we'd go to Washington, D.C. and solve it there as well, because this is a nationwide issue. You can talk to all the department heads in City Hall, you can talk to all the people throughout the city, regular workers and stuff, and people that are on a day-to-day, on the grounds doing things. I talk to them all the time because I enjoy it, I like it, and I learn that way, and I get a lot of my best information that way.
And I think if you look at the last 3 years, something positive for your life. If you look at the last 3 years, I think you've seen that.
Let me just say, if you like what the mayor just said, then you have to love what I've been doing, because I've been doing all of that and a lot more.